Alright, welcome to the video. Thank you so much for tuning in. As you can see, it is snowing here for the first time in New York this winter. It's freezing, and it's Nigel's first time experiencing the snow too, which is interesting. But in today's video, I'm going to take you through my whole day. I've got a pull workout that I'm about to go drive and do at the gym. I've got some client work, some client coaching calls, and at the end of the day, me and Morgan are having protein pancakes, which is going to be amazing. Really hits the spot. I've got a sweet tooth, so it really is something that I look forward to. And these are the pancakes that we're going to be using. I'll put the macros on the screen. It's the Krusteaz blueberry protein pancakes. They've got 14 grams of protein per serving and about 36 grams of carbs per serving, and I'm going to be allocating 2 servings of protein pancakes later tonight, and I'm going to be using this low-calorie syrup, which is about 4 grams of carbs per serving, which is significantly lower than most other syrups. Most syrups have about 50 grams of carbs per serving, so this one is going to save me hundreds and hundreds of calories. So I'm entering this stuff into MyFitnessPal now so that I can see what I'll be having for dinner, and I can start to build the rest of my meals around that to hit my macros, which my current macros are 290 grams of carbs, 60 grams of fat, and 190 grams of protein. And later in the video, I'll explain why I'm following these macros and what my current goals are right now. But I'm all set. I'm ready to drive over to the gym. I had my pre-workout snack, which today was just 2 servings of non-fat cottage cheese with pineapple. That's going to get me some good quality carbs and protein before my workout. This is generally a smaller snack than I usually have before my workout, but because I'm going to be working out in just like 15 or 20 minutes, I wanted to have something a little bit smaller. And obviously I'm weighing out my cottage cheese so that I get the serving size exactly right. And then I'm having my pre-workout on the way over to the gym, which is the Transparent Labs bulk pre-workout, which honestly is my favorite pre-workout right now. I've got the orange flavor, and it really gets me going, gets me pumped up for the gym, and it has a lower caffeine content than most pre-workouts on the market. All right, we just got to the gym, and by we, I mean just myself. Just finishing up my last sip of pre-workout. I'm gonna try to get a clip of everything that I do today for my pull workout session, but when you're by yourself, it's always a little bit hard, so let's see how this goes. So I've been starting off every workout walking on a very steep incline on the treadmill just to burn some calories and get warm. I generally burn between 100 and 150 calories, and this just gets me ready to train. My first exercise that I did was this sumo deadlift, and as you can see, the video looks terrible. It's on my phone and it's super far away. But, you know, I did, I believe, 5 sets of 5 reps each. And this is a movement I haven't done at all in all of 2020. But my coach put it in my program, and I'll talk more about that later on. So I obviously have a lot of work to do there. And then I transitioned to pull-ups. So I did 4 sets of 10 pull-ups, and I like doing it on the straight bar. It just feels better to me, and you know, really focusing on squeezing the back and going through the full range of motion for these. And then I moved on to a pendlay row, which I haven't, again, another movement I haven't done in all of 2020, mainly because gyms have been closed, so I'm kind of brushing up on it a little bit, but obviously done with a barbell, and I would say this is one of the more challenging row variations that I've done, and I was very sore the next day from that. Then I moved on to a rack pull, which was 4 sets of 7 reps. And again, you know, this is something I haven't done in a while, so I'm using lighter weight than I generally would. Typically, you know, a rack pull is a kind of a variation of a conventional deadlift. Oftentimes people can do more weight with a rack pull compared to a regular deadlift. And then here is a meadow row, which is actually one that I've never done before. This is my first time doing the movement, but like I said, I'm working with a coach right now, and I'll talk more about that later on in the video. His name is Justin Williams. I've known him for a while, and this is a program of his that I'm following, and this was really good for the back. And then I moved on to barbell curls here. Generally with curls, I have a preference towards dumbbells just because I feel, you know, I have a little bit more flexibility in the range of motion, but this was a nice switch up for me. I did 3 sets of 10 reps. And then he had me doing a burnout for 2 final exercises. This one's a lat pull down, where I did basically until failure. I picked a, you know, a moderately heavy weight and I went until failure. And then I did this seated, you know, cable row with a wider grip. And it's funny because I just noticed that guy dangling in the background. I don't know what the hell he's doing, but that was my workout. Whew, that was a rough workout. Had to rush it a little bit, but time to get home, get my post-workout meal in, and get to work for the day. All right, I'm back from the gym and it's time for my post-workout meal, which is going to be 2 packets of this Quaker instant oatmeal. All right, and this is the low sugar kind. So there's only 120 calories per packet, 2 fats, 24 carbs, 4 protein. So I'm gonna have 2 servings of that. So I'm gonna do that. And then I'm going to add in a scoop of the Transparent Labs whey protein isolate, which has 28 grams of protein, 1 carb, 0 fat. I've got the chocolate here. So that's going to be my post-workout nutrition and post-workout meal. If you'd like to try out any of the Transparent Labs products, you can get 10% off with code Jesse10. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to scan these things into MyFitnessPal and track it for the day. And I'm also going to map out what I'm going to have for lunch and for probably a second meal before I have the protein pancakes to make sure that everything adds up to my final macros. All right, so far I've eaten the 2 servings of non-fat cottage cheese as my pre-workout. I've eaten the 2 servings of oatmeal and 1 scoop of protein powder. And in that oatmeal, I've also added in a serving of chocolate chips as well to just kind of make it taste better. So that puts me at 70 grams of carbs, 6 fat, and 61 grams of protein. And I actually decided to allocate 3 servings of protein pancakes for dinner tonight with another serving of chocolate chips and the low-calorie syrup. So to hit my macros, that leaves me with 90 grams of carbs for the rest of the day, 44 grams of fat, and 86 grams of protein. So here's what I'm going to do. So I just mapped out my meals for the rest of the day, and it brings me to hit my macros within 1 gram of carbs, within 1 fat, and within 2 protein. Here's exactly what I'm going to do for lunch. I'm going to have a roll with 3 whole eggs, some ketchup. I'm going to have 150 grams of broccoli and 21 tablespoons of liquid egg whites. This lunchtime meal comes out to 55 grams of carbs, 16 grams of fat, and 65 grams of protein. Then as a snack, a couple of hours later, I'm going to have 2 caramel rice cakes with 1 tablespoon of peanut butter, which I will weigh out on the food scale because that is the most under-tracked food in the history of Earth, and 1 serving of jelly. So basically some peanut butter and jelly on a rice cake, and then an extra rice cake just plain. And this snack will get me an additional 34 grams of carbs, 8 grams of fat, and 4 grams of protein. And what I decided to do to really round out my macros for the day was to add 2 little turkey sausage patties, which are like breakfast patties, to the pancakes that I'll be having later on, to get in some extra protein and a little bit extra fat. And also add a tablespoon and a half of butter, and this will help me get to my total macros for the day. So I've got a pretty hefty lunch coming in maybe an hour or so. I've got a snack a few hours later, and then I'll just hold off until my mega protein pancakes and sausage and chocolate chips meal for dinner. And let me be very clear, obviously this isn't like the healthiest day of eating, right? I've got a roll, I've got some pancakes, I've got syrup, some chocolate chips, stuff like that. But I don't eat like this every day. And also, I still am hitting my macros, so it's going to be beneficial to my goals of building some muscle and getting stronger. And I also made sure that I got in a good hefty serving of broccoli as well, because I didn't want to neglect some vegetables. I'm also going to put some spinach in my eggs as well, which a handful of spinach is pretty much no calories. So I am getting in some vegetables. I am going to drink 1.5 gallons of water, and overall it's going to be a pretty solid day. And if you like this vlog style videos, it's a little different from just the regular educational videos that I usually do, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and, like the video if you get any value from it. I will be making more videos like this just because it's a little bit more fun. And that brings me to where I'm at right now in my fitness journey. And I said that my main primary goals right now are to build muscle and get stronger. So I'm entering into like more of a muscle building or like a lean bulking type phase over the winter months. So I'm expecting to do this over November, December, January, probably February, and maybe leading into March. So maybe 4 to 5 or 6 months I'll be doing this. But I'm coming off of a 3-month body recomposition phase, meaning I'm equally trying to build some muscle and lose some body fat a little bit gradually at the same time. And the reason I wanted to do this type of phase was because after 4 months of quarantine where I was working out here in my apartment with no equipment, just body weight exercises, I felt like even though I had lost some body fat, I had also lost some muscle mass. And I'll show you the progress photos throughout, the quarantine period. I actually did make some really good progress, but I felt like I had also lost some muscle mass, and I wanted to get back into the gym when they opened up, and I wanted to use heavier weights again and allow myself to eat a little bit more food, build some muscle back while staying lean. And that's exactly what I did. And now transitioning into my muscle building phase, I'm actually working with a coach. I hired Justin Williams, who is an awesome guy, great coach, and is way more experienced as far as the men's physique and competition side of fitness, as opposed to where most of my clients and most of the people that I work with are just average guys looking to balance fitness and get in great shape with a busy lifestyle, a busy schedule, and not necessarily compete in a bodybuilding show. And even though I'm a coach myself and I'm super confident in my ability to draw up a workout routine and set my macros and stay disciplined, there's just a difference when you invest in a coach and you're held accountable and you're pushed out of your comfort zone a little bit. A lot of the, exercises he's given me in my program are the same as what I was doing previously, and the routine is very similar to what I was doing previously. But knowing that he's going to see what weight I'm using and how many reps I'm getting, and him telling me to go do some sumo deadlifts, like that's something that I know that is beneficial to my body and beneficial to getting stronger, but I just wasn't doing them before just because I didn't want to, or I didn't really care to. So now I'm being pushed a little bit out of my comfort zone, doing some different exercises that I just wasn't doing before, and just not cutting corners, doing things that maybe I've done in the past that now that he's just telling me to do them again, it's really helping me to stay super dialed in and stay accountable. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some client work done, helping them prepare for the month of November, which is starting next week. And then I'll probably make my lunchtime meal, which is going to be those eggs, egg whites, a roll, and some vegetables. And then before I know it, in 5 or 6 hours, it will be time for our protein pancakes. So I'm going to get right into some of my client work. So on Fridays, what I do is I go through a lot of my clients' spreadsheets, I go through their trackers and their progress photos, and I kind of recap how they're doing so far this week. And it's just awesome to see guys who are making progress during this time, during this pandemic, and really making a push, at going hard at their fitness, especially before the holidays. I've got someone in particular who's about 8 weeks in, who is down about 12 pounds so far in those 8 weeks, and he's looking leaner than ever. He's got definition in his core, and he's just training at home, just body weight exercises. I've got another relatively newer client in my Modern Man program in his 4th week who's down already, I think it's 10 pounds, which is, a quicker rate of fat loss, but he's stuck to his nutrition plan pretty much perfectly. He is also just training at home, no equipment at all. So it just goes to show that during this time, even just working out at home, you can see some pretty great fat loss. I've also got another member of the program who has an injured hamstring, so he hasn't been training at all. He's just been going for walks pretty much every single day and sticking to his nutrition protocol, making sure he's drinking enough water each day. And he's actually been losing weight most weeks for the last 6 weeks, and he's down, I think, 5 or 6 pounds in that time, literally without working out. But right now, I'm going to take a little break. I'm going to go make my meal, which was 3 eggs, 21 tablespoons of egg whites, a roll, and a whole bunch of broccoli. I did have already my 2 rice cakes. I had that earlier as my snack, which I'll put up on the screen. And whereas my steps are right now, I'm at 5,800 steps, so I still need to get to 8,000. And I still need 3 shaker bottles full of water to hit my goal as well. So I'm going to go make that meal right now. All right, now it's 7 p.m. Me and Morgan just watched an episode of Shark Tank, and we're going to make dinner. I've eaten everything that I'm supposed to eat for the day, except for the protein pancakes with some chocolate chips, a little bit of butter, and my low-calorie syrup. So it's going down. Let's show you how to make them. All right, we're good to go. This is the protein pancakes that we're making. It's Krusteaz. It's actually blueberry protein pancake mix. We've also used the Kodiak cake ones. The macros are very similar. For 1 serving, which is half of a cup, it's 2 grams of fat, 36 carbs, and 14 grams of protein. So I really wanted to have a lot tonight, so I allocated 3 servings of these pancakes, which generally comes out to, what, about 3 or 4 nicely sized pancakes?
I always do 3, but they're huge.
They're large pancakes. We've also got these chocolate chips that we are going to add to the pancakes, which chocolate chips make everything better. And we keep it very simple. Morgan just mixes the pancake batter with water and stirs it up, and we put it on this pan, and we're good to go. There's nothing crazy. It's super quick. They'll probably be ready in like 5 minutes, and I'll show you guys the final product. All right, here we go, guys. The final product. They look amazing. These are huge pancakes. I'm really looking forward to this. I realized that I forgot the turkey sausage, so I'm gonna go grab those and add them to my plate as well. But, you know, this is a perfect example of, as long as you have a strategy with your nutrition, whether you're tracking your macros or your calories, or you have some other game plan in place, you don't have to eliminate carbs totally, or you don't have to eliminate any particular foods. People think they have to limit their carbs or never have sugar or never have pizza or beer again if they really want to get in great shape. But the truth is, you can eat flexibly. You can you know, have a strategy and a clear game plan with your nutrition that allows for some flexibility and still lets you hit your goals very predictably. So I hope you learned some stuff from this video, maybe learned a little bit about how to track your food. If you did get value from the video, I would love for you to like or subscribe to my channel or like the video below. And yeah, if you want to connect, you can check the links in the description down below. We can connect on social media or email or anything like that, or you can grab some of the free resources that I have available to you. But thank you so much for watching. I'm going to close out the video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.